My wife is having an affair and I couldn't care less. Part 2. I, Alex 29M, didn't end up saying anything during the hike. Neither did my wife, Olivia 29F. It was actually a really nice day. We hiked, we joked, we talked. It was like being on a first date. She had packed a picnic filled with my favorite snacking foods. I just kept expecting her to ask for a divorce or come clean about the affair and beg for forgiveness. It didn't happen. When we were done, we drove home. When we got home, I went down to my office and started up a game. She went and showered. I was sitting there playing when she walked in and said, "I'm ordering takeout from the Japanese place, then I'm going to watch Abigail. I would like it if you watched it with me, but you don't have to if you are busy. Either way, what do you want to eat?" I told her. She left the room, and I went back to my game. I was planning on just gaming through the night. I had already missed a lot of time going out with her during the day. Then I started feeling guilty about not watching the movie with her. I ended up leaving my game when she came back with the food. We ate and watched Abigail together. When we were done eating, she moved over closer, and we cuddled on the couch together. I couldn't even remember the last time we had a day or night like that one. The next day on Sunday, I was gaming, and I just kind of started to feel bored with it. I went into our home gym, if you want to call it that. It's a treadmill and set of dumbbells going up from 5 pounds to 50 pounds. I worked out for the first time in probably 3 years. I went back to gaming afterwards, but it did feel good. On Monday, when she got home, I came back upstairs and asked her how her day was. We ended up talking for 2 hours about random stuff like work and what's going on with her friends. She made us both dinner and picked out a new show for us to binge. We didn't make it, but halfway through episode 2, and we were getting it on right there on the living room couch. We hadn't had sex in at least 5 months at this point. Well, I guess that's only true for me. Tuesday was much of the same. I had no idea what was going on, but she was putting real effort into our relationship. And in return, I began to do the same. When Wednesday rolled around, I wondered if she would work late or not. I monitored her messages during the day, and while they are few and far between when they are at work, the ones that were there did indicate she intended to go to his place that night, which is exactly what she did. For the 2 hours or so she was there, I sat and wondered. I wondered why it didn't bother me. It made no sense. I should be very angry that she is banging some other guy literally right at that moment. It didn't though. I don't want to give the wrong idea. I also got no pleasure or excitement from the knowledge either. I felt nothing. My feelings were literally no different than if she were out getting her nails done or at Starbucks having a coffee with a friend. When she got back home after that second time, I was going to confront her. I had no doubt about what transpired. His graphic text to her on her way home really didn't leave much to the imagination. Like the previous week, she went straight to the shower upon arrival. I waited in the bedroom for her to come out. Olivia walked out into the room wrapped in her towel. I had a somber look on my face. I kept thinking about how great the previous few days had been, but I still needed to confront her. When I saw her though, she looked literally amazing and actually happy. I was so used to her sulking. I had noticed this change slowly after her affair started. She was much more like the Olivia I had fallen in love with 7 years ago. When she looked at me, her face turned to concern, actual affectionate concern for me. She approached quickly, put her hand on my back, and asked me what was wrong in a sweet voice. I looked at her. I actually felt a well of tears begin to form, but I pushed that down. I decided not to say anything. I told her I had a rough day with work and just needed some reassurance. She loved on me with some shoulder rubs and we talked about it. I got up and went to get her some food I had prepped earlier. As I was leaving, she said, "You know, all those times I told you I wanted you to open up to me or be vulnerable. This is what I meant. You don't have to face everything alone. I want to be part of your life." I nodded and left. After that night, I started to really think about our relationship and just about myself as a whole. Ever since COVID hit, I really haven't done anything. I barely talked to my parents. I had lost connection with all of my friends. I was horribly out of shape, especially for a guy who had always been the fit guy. I decided if she was going to put effort into our relationship, then I should as well. I began to look into some relationship books. I also designed myself a workout plan. All of that was almost 6 months ago now, and I can report I don't think I've been happier than I am now. I really enjoy the routine of our lives. Sunday and Friday are do your own thing nights. On Mondays and Tuesdays, we hang out around the house with each other. One day she picks what we watch, the other day I pick. Wednesday is when she works late. I have reconnected with some friends and we have a weekly D&D night. I'd never played before, but I've gotten really into it. They're all seasoned players, but I am coming along. Typically, I am also out later than she is, which I prefer. Thursday and every other Saturday are date nights. We usually just go to a movie or dinner on Thursday. Saturday, we do something fun, like hit a museum or go hiking. On the other Saturday is for us to do our own thing on our own. I sometimes go out on these days, but usually this is where I do my gaming. I barely play through the week now and have gotten into pretty good shape by replacing it with working out. She could be doing any number of things on these days. Sometimes she is with Asher. I get annoyed sometimes because she lies to me about where she is going. I just smile and nod, but I know what she is actually doing. She also uses these days to visit family or just have some alone time. I know what everyone is going to say. How can you be okay with her cheating? I don't have a good answer. It just doesn't bother me. I had some person reach out to me on my last post and tell me they think I might be poly. I just don't think that's the case. I have no interest in pursuing anyone else. For whatever reason, I am just indifferent to the fact of her infidelity. I also really want to stress the indifferent part. I've had so many in the comments imply that I get off on this. I don't. I feel no excitement, no pleasure, no jealousy, no embarrassment. This might be different if it were public knowledge, but it's not. I still hope that the affair just ends. If it does, I'll never say anything, and we can just go about the rest of our marriage. I know at some point I'm gonna have to force it to stop. We will want kids eventually, and I am only doing that if we can be 100%. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep enjoying my life. This story is in 6 parts, and this is the first part. If you enjoyed this video, then please like this video and subscribe this channel for more videos.